Okay, welcome. We are here to continue in the Modern Hebrew language program. My name is Professor Smith, and I am a dean in the academic section of the New Earth Restoration denomination. And we are trying to get these materials out into the public and hoping that people will benefit from them. Language, I think, is an important topic to study, especially if you are someone who wants to understand not only biblical text, but perhaps make a closer connection to the land. And knowing the language of the land, say of Israel, modern Israel today, can assist you in that, and also can help you to understand perhaps some of the ancient language. And I do have some classes on the classical Hebrew and Aramaic. So we're going to continue here in this Routledge introductory course in modern Hebrew. And this is lesson 14 in unit 1. So Yehida 1 and Shiur 14, lesson 14. Now, earlier, last time, we went through this chart here where we looked at the verb form, the Shem Hapuel, the Shoresh, meaning the root. The Hava is present tense in the present. And then we have Tirhum, which is the translation. And so this has been an interesting chapter because it's shown you several elements. It's gotten right into the deep grammar of the language. And we did finish this in my last video. And so we are just going to continue along here, and we're going to pick up here where we left off last time, and we're going to talk about the infinitive form. And so the infinitive form of these verbs always starts with the particle lamed. Get my pen working here. Okay. Let's see if I can. There we go. Okay, starts with the particle lamed, mean to something, which can be pronounced in several ways. For example, we have these variations. And so lil mode, we have lik, ro, and lir sot. And so I think I defined those last time for you. Now we have, whenever you have some of these guttural letters, there are some variations. We have an ayin here. We have la'amod, la'ashot, and la'avod. Okay, so we have these signal, these nikud, these vowel pointings. We have kametz, and we have patach. And these are sound. So let's take a look at these various words here. La'amod. And anytime you are studying Hebrew, make sure you have a Google Translate with you to help you with some of these words here. La'amod. Okay, so this one we have is to stand. La'amod.
La'amod.
La'amod, okay. And then we have this one here, la'ashot. 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 Sometimes you might have to put it in manually if the system doesn't allow you to vocalize it. Okay, to do has to do with to do.
לעשות,
Okay, so you hear the ah sound in each of those, lasot, la. Okay, that comes from these two here, patach and kametz. Okay, then we have la avod, la avod. Okay, and that means to pass,
לעבור,
la avod. Okay, oh, we got to put a dalet in there. Hold on, that's wrong. Try this, to work, that's right.
לעבוד,
La'avod, okay, to work. You still hear the ah sound in there. Looks like this might be lashvet, maybe. Lashvet. Okay. To sit down, it comes from yashav. This is part of the yashav shoresh system. Lashav, to sit down.
לשבת,
Yeah, lashevet comes from yashav, root lashevet. Lulket, lulket, perhaps. Let's try that one. Lulket. Okay, it means to go.
ללכת,
Lalechet, lalechet,
ללכת,
to go. Okay. Lada'at, that might be to know, possibly. Lada'at. Okay, yep, that's what I thought.
לדעת,
Yeah, lada'at, to know. Okay, and then lagu means to dwell or to reside, I believe. Lagu. Yeah, to live.
לגור,
Yeah, lagu. You barely hear the R sound. Lagu. And then you have, it's like lavo, perhaps. Lavo. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, to come.
לבוא,
Lavo, to come. And so all of those have this pattern here. Either we have a kametz or a patah vowel pattern. Okay, now let's look at the segol options here for le something. And we have, this looks like lehov. Lehov. Get that right. Okay, yeah, to love.
לאהוב,
Le'ehov.
לאהוב,
Le'ehov. Okay. So notice that this is another one of these ones that can determine. We have the aleph in any kind of root can determine different vowel variations. So we have the E, we have the A, and we have the segol. Okay. Now, it says here, pay attention to the following matters, groups 1 and 2. Do not confuse the structure of the present tense with that of the infinitive, okay? Pay attention to the position of the letter vav. Better here. Position of the letter vav in the present and infinitive forms of the verb lil mode. I think that's the lil one, isn't it? Yeah, lil mode. Okay, the vav follows the lamed. So we have hava in the present tense. We have lomed, lomed. Now, technically, this vav is transformed into holem, which is technically into a vowel, and it becomes like a mother breeding form. In pointed Hebrew, you would see a dot on top of that. And so you would know that this is now transformed to holem. So we have lomed. Lomed. Right. So studying.
לומד,
Lomed, studying. Okay, now in the Shem Hapuel, so we have this would be like the form, the definitive form of the verb, lilmod. Lilmod.
ללמוד,
Lilmod, okay? So then the vav follows the mem, okay? Now, in each of these cases, this vav, technically, you might see a dot if it was pointed, as I said before, making that holem. Okay, so this pattern repeats with many of the other verbs, including lin soa, which I believe means to travel. I think this is nosa, perhaps. Nosa. Yep, that's right. A passenger.
נוסע,
Nosea.
נוסע,
Okay, nosea. Let's see here. Likro. Likro. Okay, to read.
לקרוא,
It means comes from the root the shoresh, kara, like to read. Okay, and then we have kore. I think that's kore. Kore. Mm-hmm. Getting our left in there. Here we go.
קורא,
Yeah, kore. Okay, that means a single reader. Like hu kore, he is reading. Hu kore. Okay, la asot. La asot. Let's see. Lesot. It might be leasot. To do.
לעשות,
La'asot. That's what I thought.
לעשות,
La'asot, to do. And then oseh. This would be in the masculine singular, oseh. Like that song, Oseh Shalom, that the Jews sing. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Yaakov Shalom Aleinu, Yaakov Yisrael. And you hear that Oseh in there. Oseh Shalom, Oseh Shalom, so on and so forth. Okay, so while the present tense structure of this group is identical to that of group one, the infinitive is notably different. Note the presence or lack thereof of the root letter he and the letter tav in the forms of the verb. Okay, so we have hava, which is the present tense. We have holech, and so this is with a he. Okay, I think holech is he went. Holech. Holech. Yeah, that's right.
הולך,
Yeah, holech. Okay, and then no hey and an additional tav. So lilchet, lilchet, lilchet. Right, to go.
ללכת,
Oh, lelechet. Okay. Lelechet. That one. Okay. Shem Puel would be that would be like the infinitive verb form. Okay, the same disparity occurs in the verbs lada'at and yodea. Okay, I'll double check those. Lada'at. Yep, to know.
לדעת,
That's right. We have to let that phone call go. It never fails, does it? Get a phone call during one of these online teachings. Never fails. Lada'at, to know. Okay, let's see where we were. Yeah, there we go. And then Yodea, I think that's Yodea. Yodea. Yeah, like he knows.
יודע.
Yeah, he knows. Okay. Let's see here. Leshvet. Yeah, it comes from yashav, to sit down.
לשבת.
Lashivet.
לשבת.
Then we have yoshav, which is he sat down. Yoshav. Right.
יושב.
Now he is sitting rather. It's in the Shem Hapuel. He is sitting. Yoshev.
יושב.
Okay, so let's see here. In the verb lagur and gar, okay, so lagur, we have, well, let's move along here. The root letter vav is omitted in the present tense. Okay, so I guess what they're getting at here is that when you look at the shoresh form, you usually have all three letters represented in the root. But in the iterations of it, like he did such and such, she did such and such, they did such and such, or you all did such and such in the feminine plural form, it's not, you won't always see all three of these root letters represented. And so that's kind of what they're getting at here. So we have lagur or gar, to dwell. La roots, I think, is to run, and rots, he is running. Lavo, to come. I think that's lavo, to come. Lavo. Okay.
לבוא.
Yeah, to come. Okay, and then we have ba, means he is coming. Ba, he is coming. Or he comes. It's in the present tense. The root letter vav is omitted in the present tense. Okay, let's go on down here. Okay, so here's an example. We have the Shem Hapuil. This is in the present tense verb form, lagur, which means to dwell, to live, like to reside. Lagur. Right.
לגור.
To dwell, to reside with a vav. No vav, only two-letter root. So the vav drops out. In the present tense form, we just have gar, which means he is dwelling. He is dwelling. Okay, so that covers the instruction part. Basically, the whole point of this section here in the infinitive form is to show you to look for variations in patterns. And a lot of times it's the guttural letters that determine if a pattern is going to be altered in some way. And so it's important to be aware of those guttural letters. And once you begin to practice with it, you begin to kind of recognize what the pattern is, and then you can make an educated guess a lot of times on how the first person like he did such and such, and then she did such and such, and they did such and such, and you all, feminine plural, did such and such. Okay, in these verb forms. So now we have a final targil exercise, targila 1. And let's see here. Hashlim et Villa. Okay. Hashlim at Villa. Okay, complete the table.
השלם את הטבלה.
A tabla. This is a tabla. This right here is a transliteration from an English word, table, a tabla. And then this ought, complete, and then hashlem, complete the table. Okay, so let's take a look at this table. Now this is kind of it's almost like a puzzle, because they're only, of all these options here, we've got the Shem HaPuel, which is like the infinitive verb form. That's what they're going to put there. And then we have the Shoresh, which is the root. So there's like a 3-letter root. It's going to go in there. And then, so now all of these right here are part of Hava. Okay, they're part of the Hava present tense. And so what do you have? You have who, which represents he. He did something. Okay, and then you have he, which represents she in Hebrew. She did something. You have him, which represents they did something. And it's either in mixed plural or masculine plural. Remember, in Hebrew, you could have 99 women and 1 man represented, and it would still use the masculine plural if they were all together in a group. And so it's just a peculiarity of Hebrew. And then hen is strictly women, plural, feminine plural. They, feminine plural. So that's what's going on here. And then we have tirhum, which is the translation. So out of all these categories, they're giving us just one word, and we have to figure out what the other ones that go in the blanks are. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. So for the first one here in this first column, this first row. Okay, so now this one's not given, this one, but it gives us this. No say so right away, I know that this has to do with traveling in some way via conveyance. No sa'at. Yes.
נוסעת.
Yeah, no sa'at.
נוסעת.
No sa'at. Okay, so this is, she is traveling, and it's usually in relation to a car, mekonit, or autobus, or an autobus, or a plane, even on so much as a bicycle or skateboard could use this form of verb. So, and to assist us in this endeavor, we'll use another program, Pa'alim. See here if I can. Bring that up here. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do here is put this nosa'at in there. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so now we've got our pattern here, no sa'at, And what is it? What is the Hashem Hapuel, which is the actual infinitive verb form? It's going to be Lin Soa, Lin Soa. We have a holem. We won't see that dot except in biblical Hebrew, but I'm just going to put that there to kind of assist you guys. And here's a ayin, lin soa. So this means to travel, to drive, to ride. It could also mean to ride. So what is the shoresh in this case? Remember, it's that three-letter root word, or the root that all of these come from. And remember that in some of these iterations, you might not see all three of those represented. You might just see two. But in this case, it looks to me like all are represented, at least in this one here, but we'll see what the other ones hold for us. So we have a nun, a samach, and a ayin. Linsoa, and then here's the shoresh. So then if this one is nosat, for she is traveling via conveyance, then what would be who, which means he in Hebrew? So he. So in that case, it would be nosea, nosea. Okay, so we have a nun, a holem, a samek, and ayin. And if you were to see the vowel pointing on this, you would have segol underneath the samek, and you would have looks like a patach underneath the ayin. Okay, so then what about the masculine plural sense of traveling via conveyance? Okay, so then in that case, we would have nosim, nosim. Okay, we kind of went outside the box there. Nosim. So you would say hem nosim. They are traveling. They are driving. They are riding. Okay, and then hen would be like they, feminine plural, all women. And what would that be? Nosot. And ayin, olem, tav. Okay, so what is the tirgum? What's the translation? It means to ride. Okay, that could mean to drive. Okay, and it could also be to travel. All right, so that's essentially what they're doing here. And notice in each of these columns, they're giving you a different answer on a different column in a particular row. So in this one here, look at this. This is all you get, the tirgum, to like or love. And then so that would have to do with ahava. It would have to do with the love verb. So lehava. Let's see. There we go. It's going to come from le'ehov. Le'ehov. Okay, so let's double check this work here real quick and see what it looks like on their chart. Okay, so here we see it, lin soa. There's the shoresh, the root, nosea. Okay, there's the one they gave us, nosim and nosot for they, feminine plural. And then travel and go is the tirgum, the translation. Okay, so then for this one here, like or love, so it would be le'ehov. With a holem, and it ends with a vet, le'ehov. Okay, and then what is the shoresh? Aleph he vav. Or vet rather, not vav, vet. Aleph he vav, vet. I gotta get that vav out of my mouth. It's vet. All right, so if you were to say he is loving, it would be ohev. He is loving. Our Heavenly Father is loving, ohev. Hu ohev, he is loving. If you were to say she is loving, it would be ohevet. So you notice the patterns here. Oh, put a whole lem in there. See if I can get that fit in there or not. Okay, ohevet, she is loving. Then we would have ohevim. Okay, they are loving, masculine plural or mixed plural. And then we would have ohavot. Okay, ohavot. Okay, so that's what we should see there, filled into that, those blanks. Okay, and it looks like that's correct. Le'ehov, to love. Here's the shoresh, the root form. Aleph he vav. Ohev, he is loving. Ohevet, she is loving. Ohavim, they are loving, mixed or masculine plural. And then ohavot, they are loving, but it's all like women, all females. And there's your tirgum. They gave us the tirgum in that row. Row. Okay, so let's take a look at this one here. So they're just giving us one clue. Rotzim. So I think this might have something to do with rots, because it's got a resh and a zadi in there. But let's double check. Rotzim.
רוצים,
No, I was wrong. It has to do with want. Let's switch back over here. Rotzim. Rotzim. There we go. To want. That's right. So so we've got that clue now. Rotzim. And so what's the Shem HaPu'el? It's going to be lir sot. So lamed. So it means to want. Lir sot. With a holem and a tav. Okay, lirtzot. And then what is the shoresh here? It's going to be resh tzadi hey. Resh tzadi hey. Okay, and then if you were to say he wants, what would that be? It would be rotzeh with holem. And it uses a segol. Notice in this pattern, it uses a segol. Now, modern Hebrew, you won't see the segol, but that's where we're getting the sound from, rotzeh. And then what about if you were to say she wants? It would be rotzah. Look at that. Look at the difference. Lem, Sadiq, ends with hey. Okay. And we've got a kametz under there, rotzah. And then they're giving us the hem rotzim, which they want, which is the masculine or mixed plural. So then we have to fill in rotzot. Rotzot. Okay, so this would be all feminine plural. So you would use hen rotzot. They want, but it's all women. So then what is the tirgum in this case? It means to want. And we could just put want in there. Try that. There we go, want. All right, so let's take a look at what we've got on our answer key. Okay, so here it is, lirtzot, right? That means to want. Here's your shoresh, the resh sadi hey. The hu rotzeh means he wants. He rotzah, she wants. Hem rotzim, they want, masculine or mixed plural. Hen rotzot, they want, feminine plural. And here's the tirgum, want. Okay, so let's take a look at this next row. Here under hen, we have, look at this. We have ratzot. Ratzot. Okay, this has to do, this is the one that I got confused with this one here because of the resh and the zadi. This is the one that I was thinking of. It's the run one, to run. So in this case, you have they ran, which is ratzot. Ratzot, they ran, and that's the only one they're giving us. So then let's go back to the start here, the Shem Hapuel. And what do we get? We get la roots. And in this case, notice the shurik. It's not technically a consonant. The vav is not technically a consonant. It's transformed into a shurik. And so then we have the zadi is one of the final form letters, one of those 5 final form letters. So it's going to extend below the line like this. And so we have la roots, which means to run. Okay, so what about the shoresh? Will all of those letters be represented? And yes, they will in the shoresh. We have resh. Notice that in the shoresh, it's all consonantal. So vav, and we have the zadi represented. Okay, so what if we were to say he is running, he's running? In the present tense, it would be rats. See if I can extend below the line here. Rats. And then you might see, you wouldn't see this in biblical Hebrew, but we get the ah sound from the kametz, rats. And then, for the feminine singular for he, it would be ratzah. Okay, with kametz. Okay, she is running. How about they are running in the masculine or mixed plural? Ratzim. Mem Sofit. And this would have the kametz, and then we would have hirik. The single dot is hirik, and it's E sound, ratzim. And then we have ratzot. And then finally, what does all this mean? What is the tirgum? To run. So simply run. Okay, so let's check our work and see. Okay, so here it is, la roots, to run. Here's the shoresh, resh, vav, sadi, who rots. He is running. He, ratza, she is running. Hem, ratzim, they are running, masculine and mixed plural. Hen, ratzot, they are running, all females. And tirgum, what does it mean? The translation? Run. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. All right, so for the next one, they're giving us the Shem Hapuel, which is the infinitive of the verb form, okay? And I think it's la da'at, which means I think to know. La da'at. Yeah, to know, that's right. Okay, and then what is the shoresh? Now notice in this one, this is one of those examples where not every letter that's showing up in the Shem Hapuel is represented in the shoresh. And this is one of those, and the actual root is yada, yod, dalet, ayin, yod, dalet, ayin. My dalet could probably use a little help, couldn't it? Let's try a little better. There we go. Okay, so if you were to say he knows, it would be simply yodea, yodea. We need a whole M in there. Okay, yodea. How about she knows would be yodaat. Okay, yodaat. They know would be yodaim. Okay, so we have yod, mem, sufit pattern. Notice that. Yodaim, they know, masculine mixed plural. And yodaot, yodot. Okay, notice the holam tav pattern on the feminine plural ending. And so what is the tirgum, the translation? To know. Okay. Now notice there's a lot of segol in here. For example, yodea, underneath the dalet, we might see a segol, which is the AY sound. And then notice also here, we have a petach under here, on the under the ayin. So let's take a look at our answers. Okay, so they gave us the Shem HaPuel, which is the verb form here, to know. And here is the Shoresh, Yod, Dalet, Ayin. Okay, there is Yodea. He knows. And then he, Yodaat, she knows. Hem, Yodim, they know, masculine and mixed plural. Hen with a nun suffix, notice that. Yodot, feminine plural, and it means to know. The tirgum means to know. So why labor over this like this? Because if you want to be, if you want to know something, then it's worth putting the effort in to get every little detail to understand how the language is operating. And these charts are very useful and helpful because they begin to show you patterns. Everything in Hebrew is a pattern. Everything is like a root-driven language, and everything comes out of the root, just like a tree comes out of the ground, and it has roots, and it develops, and it has branches and leaves, and so on. This is kind of the way Hebrew is. So let's go to our next one here. We have the Shoresh. The Shoresh is all that's given to us. The ayin, the shin, and the hey. Okay, so with that knowledge, this asa is the do or make verb form, and so it comes. So the shem hapuel is la asot, la asot. Lamed, ayin, sin. Notice the superlinear dot is on this side to make simply an S sound. La'asot. And then we have holem and tav. La'asot. To do, to make, to create. Okay? So if we were to say he is doing, or he is making, or he is creating, what will we use? Say, just like that song, that's very, very famous song, say Shalom. With a sin, not a sheen. And then we have a hey. Say Shalom bimromav, say Shalom aleinu. Yisrael. Okay, I don't know why I like to sing that song every time I come across this verb, but it kind of inspires me. But say, he is making and doing peace. Our Father in heaven is making and doing peace. And we as his children should be making and doing peace in the earth. Amen, amen. Okay, so he would be she is making or doing. It would be osa. Okay, osa. She is making or doing. And then we would have hem, which means they, masculine plural. It would be osim. With the yod mem suffix format, they are making or doing. And then what do we have for hen? Osot. With holem and tav. Osot. They are making or doing, but it's all women. And then, so what is the tirgum, the translation? To do. Do or make It could also be create. Look at that. To create, to do, to make, to create. All right, let's take a look at our answer key. So remember, all they gave us was the shoresh, the root. And so what do we have? La'asot, to do or make. Oseh, he is making or doing. Osa, she is making or doing. Hem, osim, they are making or doing, masculine or mixed plural. Hen, osot, they are making or doing, all women. And then here is the tirgum, to do or make. All right. Last row. And it looks like they're giving us the masculine singular. This looks like ochel, which is he is eating, I believe. Yes, to eat. He is eating. So then what is the Shem Hapuel? What is the participle verb form? It is le'echol. Le'echol. Okay, le'echol, to eat. So what is the shoresh now? Okay, in this case, it looks like all three root letters are represented in the Shem Hapuel. And so we have Aleph, we have the Chaf, and we have the Lamed. So that's the shoresh. So those are the basic root here. They gave us the masculine singular. So then if we were to say she is eating, it would be ochelet. So with a aleph, a holem, a chaf, a lamed, ends with a tav, ochelet. And notice that if you were to see the vowel pointing, you would use the segol, ochelet. Okay, and it means she is eating. All right, how about they are eating? Ochlim, ochlim. Okay, ochlim. So they are eating, masculine or mixed plural. Hen, we would have ochlot, ochlot. With holem and tav. Okay, notice we have two holem here. That's how we get the O sound. And then notice we have the shava, which ends the first syllable here. So we get och, and then it continues with lamed, holem, tav, ochlot. And so what is the tirgum? It's to eat, means to eat. To eat. Okay, so let's double check our. So here is the Shem Hapuel, le'achol, to eat. And then the shoresh is aleph, chaf, lamed. That's the root form. And then we have he is eating, ochel. She is eating, ochelet. So it would be he, ochelet, means she is eating. Hem, ochelim, they are eating, masculine or mixed plural. Hen, ochalot, they are eating, all women. And then what is the tirgum? It means to eat. Okay. All right, guys. I think that's pretty good. Let's see what kind of time we've got on our. I usually try to keep these down to a. I try to keep them down to about an hour. Okay, about 56 minutes is what we've got. Let's just do a brief review. Let's take a look at this next one here. Shiur 15. Let's see if I can. Okay, so Shiur lesson 15. Okay, so they're going to be looking at Masehu is something. Looks like there's going to be a conversation here we'll go over the next time. Let's see here. Ashilamot answers. Hold on for a minute, please. I'm doing a class. Thank you. Rotse, Ohave. All right, so that's pretty much what we've got going for the next time. So remember, we have a Sabbath service. Okay, 11 a.m. We have a rotation of speakers. Eastern Standard Time. You can get into the room by going to www.yahad.com. Yahad is a Hebrew word. It just means together, work together. Studying the word and studying the master in heaven. Studying his son, Jesus Christ or Yeshua the Messiah. A lot of the people that come in here prefer the Hebrew terminology. They use Yeshua for the Messiah, or some use different variations. There's actually 3 variations of the word Jesus in Hebrew. There's a shortened form, Yeshua, and then there's Yahusha that's seen in the text. And then in 2 places in the Bible, you actually see it written out all the way, Yahushua. So that's just kind of a tidbit there I'll add in. You can reach out to me at shul@hmisrael.com. Okay, and have any questions on Hebrew? I like to put these out for free of cost to people who might find interest in learning Hebrew. Check out my Facebook page, hit some likes on the videos. Also, there'll be a YouTube video on this class, as I normally do. I will record a YouTube. And so hopefully you'll be able to learn a little something along with these videos, and you can start from the beginning, learning the alphabet, and then continue on building up your skills in what we call the Lashon HaKodesh, which is the holy language, that language that most of the Bible was written in. And so I hope that all of you have a great day today. And so I will say Lahitraot. See you later.